With summer ending, it's time to take a look at what could happen this year with the usual seasonal reversals in energy demand. There are big seasonal patterns to demand for energy. In the summertime in the Northern Hemisphere, we get high demand for gasoline as it's driving season. A lot of people go driving to cottages and away for vacations, and low demand for heating oil and natural gas. We're now coming out of the summer, heading into shoulder season, and then on into the winter, where we have lower demand for gasoline. People don't drive as much, but we have higher demand for heating oil and for natural gas as people need to heat their homes in the wintertime. So we're coming now to an end of one seasonal phase for energy markets, moving into another. Historically, markets tend to front run a little bit. So gasoline historically tends to do well in the winter and the spring ahead of summer driving season. Natural gas tends to do well in the summer and the fall ahead of home's heating season. And then as you move into the seasons, things tend to reverse. So looking here at natural gas versus gasoline, for example, we can see that over the course of the last couple of years, there's been periods of significant outperformance and underperformance. So here in late 2014, early 15, natural gas outperformed gasoline on the way down. And similar towards the end of 2015, we also had a period where natural gas outperformed gasoline. In the recent months, we've had gasoline in the first half of 2016 had outperformed natural gas. There was a crossover at the beginning of the summer, and now we've seen this spread between the two widening ever more dramatically. Natural gas has been recovering nicely and does look like it's picking up heading into heating season. It had bottomed out back in February down around 160. This looks like it could be a cycle low, similar to what we saw in the oil price. At the time, we had a positive RSI divergence, and since then we've seen some recovering. After an initial rally, natural gas got overbought. We've seen it trend sideways recently to work off that overbought condition, which it did, and now we're seeing upward momentum start to pick up again on the RSI indicator. With home heating season approaching, we could start to see more interest come into natural gas. It has been had bottomed out around 160. It's been trading around 270, and then there's up here around 315 was the 2015 major seasonal high here, and then here 345 is a 38% retracement of the bear market. Right now we're hanging around the 23% retracement of the bear market. Also going to show the gasoline price and what's happening there is while the natural gas looks like it's picking up, gasoline has been steadily rolling over. This is going to take a minute, so while we're waiting, here we go. So when we look at the gasoline chart here, we can see it had a pretty good run in the wintertime ahead of driving season. That's kind of a head and shoulders slightly. Look, we had weakening upward RSI momentum, and we did have a pop, but now this is starting to fade. Where are we fading? At the 50% retracement. So we have a lower high where we're peaking at a lower retracement level. This was close to 62. This one's close to 50. If we did start to roll over, a resistance coming in around 155. First support at this Fibonacci around 138, and this low here around 127. Now this year we could see a different seasonal trading pattern. We could see it more exacerbated in the way go back to what we had before. Last year was a very warm winter because of El Niño that depressed demand for natural gas and helped to boost demand last winter, or at least restrict the fall off in gasoline. This year, we're probably looking at a more normal winter, even the possibility of a worse than expected winter. This is the website from the Climate Prediction Center in the United States, and they show the El Niños, and the opposite of which is La Niña. So the red here is El Niños, and we can see since the mid-2014 we've had a doozy of an El Niño, really high temperatures. But look at this May, June, July, this is how they center it. July, first month in the better part of 2 years that we're not in an El Niño. The question now is this winter going to be more of a normal winter, or are we going to slip into a La Niña? They tend to go opposite each other. After you get an El Niño, you often get a La Niña. If you get a La Niña, you could get even colder temperatures in consuming regions, which could depress gasoline demand and boost natural gas demand even further. So it does look like we're heading into a winter where we could see some significant volatility across energy markets.